Hey everyone, I am Jay Watson with Emory Brain Health Center. I'm also the executive producer and host of Your Fantastic Mind on GPB, and I'm here today with What You Need to Know Coronavirus web series. Joining me now is Emory Brain Health psychiatrist Dr. Toby Goldsmith. Dr. Goldsmith, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Jay.
I know we have a lot to talk about, so let's state the obvious. Everyone is stressed. Everyone is worried. Can you share with me what you are hearing from your patients as far as their biggest concerns right now?
It depends on the patient, but this morning there were concerns from patients voiced about how long will this last, as well as why won't my boss let me work from home, and what is the impact that's going to have on my family. People are worried about their loved ones. People are worried about the economy. The worries go on and on because there are going to be many ripple effects from this virus.
You also were telling me that your pregnant patients are very worried.
My pregnant patients are always worried about the unknown, but this has brought in a new factor. We don't know how this is going to impact pregnancies. We appear to know that there is not what we call vertical transmission, that there's an automatic passage of the virus to the babies, but we have other viruses such as rubella that we know causes birth defects. Yeah. We don't know what the implications of this may be.
So switching gears a little bit, I saw photos this morning from Clearwater Beach, Florida, packed with thousands of spring breakers. How do we talk to people about this and get them to take it seriously?
I personally think we're beyond talking. I think we're at the point of berating people. Yeah. People need to be aware that this is affecting all of us, and they need to use whatever tools they have in their armamentarium, whether it's guilt, or threats. But they need to let people know that this is affecting all of us, that we don't know who is infected with this virus right now. Donovan Mitchell was infected by one of his teammates, and he right now is asymptomatic. And had he not been part of that, it's very likely he never would have been tested if he were one of us. Yeah. And he would be out there infecting other people.
What about long-term impacts? And by that, I mean, we're just into this. So we have people who are just on their second day of working from home, if they're so lucky. People who are now going to be spending every hour of the day with their children who are also home from school. What kind of long-term impacts do you think we're going to see from this, as far as will people emerge from this with PTSD or depression or something like that, mental illness come out of this?
Jay, I don't think we really know. I think it's important for all of us who are impacted by this to think about how we're going to protect ourselves, both physically and mentally. So it's making sure that we have contact with other human beings, whether they be the human beings in our home or the human being on the other side of the world who we contact with FaceTime or some other means. We need to telephone our loved ones. We might want to return to some old things like writing letters to people, but we need to take care of ourselves. For children, it's important as parents that we put our kids on a schedule so they know what to expect on a daily basis, especially as we're having to homeschool our children. If the kids don't know that every morning at 9 o'clock we're all sitting down and practicing our letters, it's going to be hard day after day to get them to do that. Yeah. At the same time, I think the parents are going to have to mirror for their children and demonstrate to them good behavior. So it's a great time, I think, for adults to learn something new, to open a book, to teach themselves a new language. We should take advantage of this.
That's a good way of looking at it, because what I'm hearing right now is, and seeing on social media, is a lot of friends who say they're already eating an incredible amount of food, They're consuming more alcohol, and they're already out of sorts and not on a schedule. Moving to something else, you told me that you were concerned about domestic violence right now. Can you talk to me about that?
For families who are confined to one another, where there is an individual who may not have the best interests of his family members, he or she may not have the best interests of one's family members, I am quite concerned. If people are stuck in their house day after day, week after week, I think we're at risk of seeing much more domestic violence. I think it's important for people to reach out if that's a circumstance that they're part of. The National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 is available to help families or family members get away when necessary. So that's a big concern of mine, is just making sure that people are safe from not only this virus, but safe from people who may perpetrate against them.
That's a good point. Dr. Goldsmith, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that this conversation will continue as we all settle in to this new normal, if you will. So we appreciate your time and hope to see you again soon. Thanks very much.
My pleasure.
I'm Jay Watson. You can stay up to date with COVID-19 news and resources at gpb.org/virus. Be well. See y'all soon.